Hello, welcome all to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the aggregate function in MySQL workbench. Previously, we have just gone through the different concepts, that is the clauses in SQL, such as where by clause or limit by, order by. Now, in conjunction with this, we will be just go the another concept, that is the aggregate function in MySQL workbench. So let's start. This is nothing but an aggregate function. So what is the difference between a regular functions and the aggregate function in the SQL is that this aggregate function always returns a single value as per the function used on a specified field or a column. We put down the condition to retrieve, fetch particular data from the database. This one is another solution for taking out a specified data from the database. That is, if you want the number of records based on some condition, I want the number of records, that is how many students are present in the class. So that count which can be achieved with the help of aggregate function. It returns only a single value based on the functions or the conditions used in the query. This aggregate function can also be written along with an where clause. That is, to put down the condition, we take the help of an where clause. The count which satisfied that condition, we can be retrieved with the help of aggregate function. Now, nextly, what are these functions in the SQL? There are mainly 5 aggregate functions in the SQL that are nothing but mean, max, count, average, and sum. Let's see how they are implemented in the SQL workbench. So let's see the syntax of each and every one. Mean, M-I-N, into a bracket. This one is the first aggregate function. It returns you the smallest value from the specified field. Whatever the field, table, or you can say the column you have specified, out of that, what is the minimum value that is returned by the mean this aggregate function. What is the syntax for this one? Obviously, you can just write down select. We want the count. So instead of return down the star from or the column name, right now we have to first of all mention the aggregate function. Select mean, that is this one is the minimum function, is keywords are the MIN, mean. Then mention the column name. From which column you want a minimum value, mention down that column name, then followed by the table name. Only that much individual mean function you can apply on a whole table, or if on under a specific condition you want the minimum value, then put down the where clause. So write the keyword as an where and followed by the condition. Same syntax you can be write down for the maximum function. This maximum function returns the maximum value from the specified field, that is specified column. So instead of mean, you have to just write down the max, M-A-X. Next is the count. This is the most important aggregate function because it returns the number of records that matches specified condition in a where clause. So if you put down the condition with the help of an where clause, then how much records, how much entries satisfy that condition, that answer you can fetch with the help of count function. This count function returns the count given satisfying the particular condition. So the syntax for this one is, first of all, write down the keyword as an select, then COUNT, this keyword followed by the column name, that is which column, from which column you want the count, that column name you have to mention, followed by the where condition. Okay, so the important thing over here is that mean, max, or the count, they are given obviously a one particular number, but the count value gives you the number of counts which are satisfying this condition. Mean and max give the minimum and maximum value. They are not providing how many number of entries which are satisfying the condition. Out of that, whatever minimum, whatever maximum, that provided with mean max. But the count will return you a particular number of records. Next, the another aggregate function is nothing but average. The short form or the keyword used for the average function is AVG. It returns the average value of a numeric column. The numeric keyword over here, because average function, you can calculate the average only on a numerical data. That's why it returns the average value on a numerical column. You cannot put down the average this function on a alphabetical column. For example, in your table, there is a column or the, you can say the field which gives you the first name or the city name. Then on that, you cannot calculate the average value, and that's why you can't get a specified satisfactory error correct result in that. The thing over here that you have to remember is that this average function you can implement only on a column which contains a numerical data only. So the syntax for this one is select average followed by the column name, then table name. You can implement this one in only from the table, or you can be put down the condition with the help of where clause. Similarly, you can be go with an sum. Obviously, average and sum both will be working similarly, most probably as a similar one. After calculating the sum, if you divided the number of records, then you will get the average. So the condition for the average and sum will be remains as the same. That is, it will be implemented only on a numerical column. The sum function returns the sum of the numeric column. So instead of AVG, you have to replace the keyword as an SUM. Okay, so this one is for the aggregate function. Now we are trying to implement all these aggregate functions in the MySQL workbench. So let's start. Okay, so first of all, this one is our table will be remains as an same one. Table name over here is on a student record, which consists of the different columns as roll number, first name, last name, city, marks, and class. It consists of total of an same input. Now we are trying to implement the aggregate function one by one. So first of all, let's select, that is select. We will be just go with a star from followed by the table name. I will be just take out that. This one is our regular format. Right now, we first of all try to write down the mean function. I will be put down this mean function on the marks column. On the marks column. So it is from select mean marks from a table mean. So you will be just see whatever the minimum marks over here, it is on a 54. So that only entry is displayed by the executing the query. Let's see over here. So this one is minimum mark. Right now, whatever the by it will becomes the column name over here as mean mark. If you want this, I can just say that. Okay, if you want to rename it, you can say that as minimum mark. So this mean MIN into bracket mark, this one is now going to be replaced with this minimum underscore mark. So just see over here. It will become as minimum marks. So whatever the total number of the entries for the marks for this column, the minimum mark is nothing but 54. So in this way, you can be just considered only with the minimum function. Now you can be implement this minimum marks, that is the same query I'm going to be execute, but you can say from table name. Okay. Now we can be put down the condition over here, that is where you can say the roll number greater than 5. Okay. So whatever the roll number, this one is our nothing but our column overall. So roll number 5, that is greater than 5. That means from the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, these queries are going to be considered. Fifth roll number query is not considered because roll number greater than, not greater than and equal to. So the conditions are satisfied by the which records the roll number having a 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Out of that, I want the minimum marks, that is an A from 81, 62, 73, 54, and 85. You will be get the minimum marks again as an 54. So you will be that over here, that is 54. You can say this. Okay, that is 54. If you say like that, instead of the greater than, I just mention over here less than 5. So for the 1 to roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, that many numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of this, whatever the minimum mark, that is 7 from 78, 66, 81, 72. Whatever the minimum mark, it is on a 66. So that entry is going to be displayed. So this one is 66. So in this way, you can implement the minimum this aggregate function individually or in conjunction with where condition. Similarly, we can apply the max. You can say the again as the marks. It is the max into bracket marks from your table. Okay. So again, the whole table is considered for this query and we can get the maximum marks over here. So whatever the maximum marks in this one, that is 78, 75, that is 80. And the last one is having the 85. So you will be get the maximum marks like this one. Again, you can be implement that with the help of the select maximum marks. If I want over here, maximum marks, put down some kind of a condition from table where you can say the roll number, you can say here over here it is greater than 5, like that. You will be get that less than 5. The same condition we are going to implement. You can put down any condition. Right now you will be get as an 81. So whatever the less than, you can just see this less than 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the maximum mark, it is an 81. Instead of this one, if we consider that is on a roll number, you can say it is from the, if roll number is between 6 and 10. So you can say that from 6 to 10. So whatever the marks maximum, it is 85. So the record for the roll number 10 will be the result. Let's check out this one. Roll number, you can replace the condition, roll number between 6 and 10. Okay. So whatever the entries in between 6 and 10, that out of that, whatever the maximum marks that are going to be displayed. Let's check out this. Okay. So it is nothing but an 85. Again, you will be just see, if you observe all these execution, it will returns only a single number, not this first name, last name. Corresponding to this 85, no any other entry is displayed over here. That is the important thing that remember with the aggregate function. Okay. Similarly, you can be just say like that. The another very important is nothing but an count. So select count. If I put down the roll number, we have already just taken out how many roll numbers are there. There are the total 10 roll numbers. So it will be gives me the total entry is nothing but an 10. So you can say over here, select star from, that will be just gives you the, okay. So this one is simply I use the count. On which column count? That is roll number. Obviously, we have how many total number of roll numbers? That is 10. So that count is going to be displayed. So you just see it is count roll number of 10. So in this way, count function will be gives me the total number of numerical data as an output for the roll number over here. Instead of this one, if you just mention that is where marks between 70 and 80. So whatever the number of marks in between 70 and 80, that count is maintained and displayed with an count function. Let's see over there. So how many count is there? 3. That is the number of records which are having the marks in between 70 and 80. So this one is on a 78, 72, and we can say the 73. So these 3 are in between 70 and 80. So count is nothing but an 3. So in this way, with the help of an count, you can be just write down, paste down the different values. The same name or the same output you can be considered over here. If I just go with an F name. So number, this condition will be remains as the same, which are satisfying the 3 persons, 3 records are satisfying this one. So whatever the column over here, count F name or count city, that will be remains, that is not going to be affected. So let's go to that. only the count of which, that is F9. How many are there? 3. So that is going to be displayed. Nextly, you will be go with an average and sum. So select AVG. You go with the AVG. Then I count over here. That is the roll number. How many number of roll numbers? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and like this one. So the total sum will be carried out. Or firstly, we will be just see that is on a sum. That is nothing but on a roll numbers. Then from table name. So how many number of, firstly we will be take out the sum of this one. If the sum is nothing but on a 55. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to plus 10. The count is carried out. Obviously the count will become as on a 55. Okay. So instead of this sum, now sum divided by how many number of entries are there? There are the 10 entries. So average will become as on a 5.5. Okay. So like that. It is 5.5. So in this way, you can implement the aggregate function in conjunction with the where clause. Where clause is used for putting down the condition. These aggregate functions will be returns only a single value. Out of this single value, you have to implement the average and sum. These two aggregate functions only on the numerical data. So this one is for the today's session. Thank you.